Let's talk about 3 apps you can use for investing. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to talk to you about 3 different apps that I have personally used, either myself or with a family member, to get started in investing the easy, simple, and affordable way. And the first one I want to talk to you about is an app called Acorn. And you can find them at acornsplural.com. It's an app, goes on your iPhone or Android, I believe. It works on Google as well, but I know it works on Apple. And it helps you basically start investing by rounding up your purchases. So you go to Starbucks, you spend a couple of bucks on a coffee, and you round up that change inside the Acorn app, and then it takes that amount, sets it in a bucket, and over time it will accumulate, and then they invest it out in various investment vehicles and then give you some sort of return along the way. Now, one of the things I get asked a lot about of these type services, and when I mentioned in the intro that it was affordable, is that Acorn itself is actually a very affordable app like the other 2 that I'm going to talk about. The most expensive plan that Acorn has is $3 a month to facilitate all kinds of investing, reports, spending, all kinds of things. So $3 a month is pretty affordable. Now with Acorn, you can invest in, essentially you're putting money into almost like an IRA, and it will be insured up to $250,000, and you can build your portfolio over time, right? So you define the combination of stocks or bonds that you want to invest in, that those rounded up purchases accumulate, and then you invest into the market that way. Now, before I get to the other 2 investment vehicles, well, a lot of people will say to me, well, can you really make a lot of money investing with just pennies that have been rounded up? Well, you'd be surprised what it adds up to over time, especially when you don't have a huge budget to go out and invest in stocks and bonds of your own way. Acorns just is providing a service to sort of help you do that by just rounding up your purchases a few cents. So it's a really nice way to go about getting involved in investing and saving, by the way. You can also save through Acorn at the same time. So definitely check it out. The next one I want to talk about is the one I use actually with my daughter, and I'm using it to teach her about investing. And it is a company called Stash, S-T-A-S-H, and it is stashinvest.com. And the way Stash works is you deposit some money, and you don't have to do a huge deposit, by the way. You can just do small amounts every single week. So we do $15, and every single week, $15, or I'm sorry, let me back up. Not every week, every month, $15 is available for her to take and invest in a variety of stocks. Now, the way Stash works is you can select investment choices based on pairings or groups. And it's not pairings or groups in terms of mutual funds necessarily. It's more when you go into the system and you have your dollars available to invest, it'll give you options like women in tech, or big business bonds, or online retailers, those types of categories. And what that's doing is within each of those categories is the business that you're buying or you're investing a small piece into. So women in tech would be companies led by women. So, HP back when Carly Fiorina ran it, or when the former founder of eBay ran it, it would be all businesses ran by women that are in technology. Big business bonds would be bonds sold by huge businesses, and then you even have the opportunity to do government. Online retailers, you'd be buying a piece of maybe Amazon or eBay, those types of things. So the reason that makes it very user friendly for someone like my daughter who doesn't understand a lot about companies and leadership and what even segments some of these companies are in. She doesn't know what a Cisco is. Those types of things, but she can read a sort of a category, and if it intrigues her, what she's learned to do is she goes in and she hits the button that she's interested in that category, and it will tell her, the dividend that it's paying, and those types of things, and it shows her just a few factors that can help her make a decision if she wants to invest there. And since we're not talking about huge dollars, huge sums of money, then she's not putting a lot at risk. And actually, she's done quite well. It has shown her that last time we checked, she has a 12% return. So she's doing really great. So I highly recommend Stash. Really cool way to help, particularly young people or people who are very inexperienced with investing, that actually want to make their own choices about where they put their money to do that. Now, Stash is a little bit more expensive than an Acorn. They have a beginner's offering, which is $1 per month. They have what they call their growth, which is $3, and their Stash Plus, which is $9. And of course, like any sort of freemium or low price model, these various categories give you all sorts of nice little features along the way. So you can get free financial education through all of them, but only the Stash Plus has a market insight report that you can get. Those types of things. So Acorn, number one. Also check out Stash, and between the two, you're looking at maybe spending, say, 25 bucks a month if you follow the sort of method we've been using. The last one I want to tell you about is actually one that I have not used in quite a long time, but I used it when my father was still alive, and he was, we were talking about stocks all the time. And so one year as a Christmas gift, I took the money I was going to spend on him, and I bought him a Stockpile gift card, and it's stockpile.com. Stockpile, and you can start with as little as $5. And where Stockpile is different from these others is that you're typically buying individual stocks. Up to 1,000 stocks are available through their software, and ETFs, by the way, electronic traded funds as well. And the way Stockpile works is you can buy fractional shares. So let's say that you're really interested in Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway stock. Well, most people can't afford it because I can't remember how expensive it is, but it's ludicrously expensive per share. Most people can't afford to buy a single share of that, but you could still own a part of that company through Stockpile because it allows you to buy fractional shares of just about every company that's significant out there. So even if you only have $100, you can buy $100 worth of Warren Buffett's company. Now, as I said earlier, not to confuse the dollars, but with Stockpile, you can start with just $5. Now, the way Stockpile makes their money is they do charge you 99 cents per trade that you make. So they're making money every time you make a trade, which is an interesting thing because, quick side note, if you've noticed, a lot of the TD Ameritrades of the world and Charles Schwab and all these other online trade companies, they've now reduced their trading fees to $0. So it'll be interesting to see if Stockpile keeps that 99-cent trade commission. Not too expensive, though, very affordable. So all of these together could be part of your investment portfolio, especially if you're learning how to invest and don't want to risk a lot, or with something like Acorn, just want to pseudo automate some of that investment. And by the way, with Stash, you can do the same thing. You can, that in our instance, we could choose for those $15 that come in every month to my daughter's account to automatically invest in one of the categories that she selected. I don't do that because I want her to think about this every month. I want her to think about making investment choices so that when she gets older, she can be more deliberate with that. Anyways, I hope these options help you. Put some links to them in the notes. Be sure to check it out. And until next time, take care.